This is John Linnell and John Flansburgh, the founding members of They Might Be Giants. John Linnell is on the left and John Flansburgh is on the right. This is a picture of them from when they first started their band. The Johns first met when they were in high school, where they both worked on the school newspaper. They both grew up in Lincoln, Massachusetts, but they both moved to Brooklyn, New York when they first started their band. Before teaming up with Flansburgh to create They Might Be Giants, John Linnell was in a rock band called the Mundanes, where he played the keyboard. Brooklyn, New York, 1981, the two reunited, and in 1982, They Might Be Giants was born. They played at several different clubs in New York City, not really planning on getting anywhere. At one point, however, John Linnell got into a biking accident and crushed his hand. Unable to perform, they started up a service called Dial-A-Song. They recorded songs and set them as their answering machine message so that whenever anyone called their number, they could listen to one of their songs. They got pretty popular through this and actually ended up getting their first record deal. They came out with their first album, which is self-titled, but is commonly referred to by fans as the Pink Album. Their popularity rose even higher when the music videos for their songs Put Your Hand Inside the Puppet Head and Don't Let's Start were shown on MTV. In 1988, they released their second album, Lincoln. In 1989, they released their third album, Flood. In 1991, they released their fourth album, Miscellaneous Tea, and in 1992, they released their fifth album, Apollo 18. After Apollo 18 was released, they decided that instead of just having an accordion, a guitar, and a drum machine, that they needed an actual band, so they recruited several guys to play the keyboard, the drums, and the bass. In 1994, they released their sixth album, John Henry, and in 1996, they released their seventh album, Factory Showroom. In 1999, they released their mostly live album, Severe Tire Damage, which included a studio recording of one of their most popular songs, Dr. Worm. Also, at around this time, their band consisted of drummer Dan Hickey, bassist Danny Weinkauf, and guitarist Dan Miller. After Severe Tire Damage, they began writing music from popular TV shows and movies such as Austin Powers, the theme song for The Daily Show, and cartoons like Courage the Cowardly Dog and Dexter. They were also popularized for writing the theme song to the popular TV show Malcolm in the Middle, which they won a Grammy for in 2002. An amazing album was released on a horrible day. On September 11, 2001, their ninth album, Mink Car, was released. In 2002, their first ever kids album, No, was released. It surprised them because it was just as popular, if not more, than their previous album, Mink Car. In 2004, they released their first regular adult album since No, first the EP Indestructible Object, and then the album The Spine. Also, their previous drummer, Dan Hickey, was replaced by Marty Beller. In 2005, They Might Be Giants released their second children's album, Here Come the ABCs. Also, they released another album called Venue Songs, which is an interesting concept. They went to several different venues on a tour and wrote a song about each venue and performed it at the venue. Also, since December of 2005, They Might Be Giants have released a podcast once a month or 2 months with special songs, rarities, covers, and remixes of old songs. After Venue Songs, they did several songs for TV shows and commercials, such as the theme song for Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. In July 2007, they released another regular adult album called The Else. In February 2008, their third kids album, Here Come the 1-2-3s, was released. This album won the Grammy for Best Musical Album for Children in 2009. Their 14th album and their fourth kids album is called Here Comes Science and was nominated for a Grammy in 2010. In July of 2011, They Might Be Giants released their most recent album, Join Us. This includes their new hit song, Can't Keep Johnny Down. They Might Be Giants have been on several television and radio programs for their new albums, such as Hot Us on Music and Late Night with Jimmy Fallon.